Ever, and welcome back to the channel. Are you tired of dry, tough, and frankly, boring pork chops? Well, you've come to the right place. Most flavorful and perfectly tender pork chops you've ever had. Forget everything you thought you knew, because by the end of this video, you'll be a pork chop pro. So, let's get started. First things first, let's talk about the star of the show, the pork chop itself. It adds so much flavor and helps keep the meat incredibly moist during cooking. When you're at the store, look for chops that have a nice pinkish red color and some good marbling. That little bit of fat equals a whole lot of flavor. A simple brine is a game changer. It's basically a saltwater bath for your pork, and it does two magical things. It seasons the meat from the inside out and helps it retain moisture. For our brine, we'll keep it simple. Combine 4 cups of lukewarm water with a 1/4 cup of kosher salt and a 1/4 cup of brown sugar. Whisk it until everything is completely dissolved. The sugar helps with browning and balances the saltiness. You can also add other aromatics to your brine. I love to throw in a few smashed garlic cloves, a sprig of rosemary, some thyme, and a teaspoon of black peppercorns. This infuses the pork with subtle layers of flavor. And pop them in the fridge for at least 30 minutes, but no more than for hours. Any longer, and the texture can get a little mushy. Once our chops are done brining, take them out, and this is important, pat them completely dry with paper towels. Since we brined the pork, it's already seasoned with salt, so we don't need to go to heavy. I just like to add a generous amount of freshly ground black pepper and a little bit of garlic powder and paprika for color and extra flavor. Press the seasonings into the meat so they adhere well. All right, let's head to the stove. The key here is a screaming hot pan. I prefer using a cast iron skillet because it retains heat incredibly well and gives you an amazing, even sear. Place your skillet over medium-high heat and add a tablespoon of a high smoke point oil, like avocado or canola oil. Let it get hot until you see it just start to shimmer. Let them sear undisturbed for about 3 to 4 minutes per side. We're looking for a deep, golden brown crust. This Maillard reaction is where so much of the flavor comes from. After you've seared both sides, it's time for my favorite part. Reduce the heat to medium-low. Once it's melted and foamy, toss in a couple of smashed garlic cloves and a sprig of fresh thyme or rosemary. Now, carefully tilt the pan towards you and use a large spoon to continuously baste the pork chops with that fragrant melted butte. This not only adds incredible flavor, but also helps to cook the pork gently and evenly. So how do you know when it's done? Remember, the pork will continue to cook a few degrees after you take it off the heat, a process called carryover cooking. So, pulling it off at 145 degrees is perfect for a juicy, slightly pink center. And now for the final, non-negotiable step, resting. Let them rest for at least 5 to 10 minutes before you even think about slicing into them. This allows the juices to redistribute throughout the meat, ensuring every single bite is moist and tender. If you cut into it too soon, all that delicious juice will just run out onto your board. And there you have it. Perfectly cooked, incredibly juicy, restaurant-quality pork chops made right in your own kitchen. Look at that beautiful crust and that tender, moist interior. This method is truly foolproof. Serve it up with your favorite sides, maybe some mashed potatoes or roasted vegetables. And I hope you give this recipe a try and say goodbye to dry pork chops forever. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Until then, happy cooking!